took a break there. Here we go again. I was looking at an article that was the headline said that it was the adjutant of a National Guard of the National Guard Bureau, and he was a deputy adjutant, probably under a Democratic Party president. Not trying to bring politics in here, just trying to give you probably the background inside. But he says, so they're already starting to fight that statement where Trump couldn't do it with the given forces. Because he says, Gavin Newsom could do it with his police and the law enforcement, or his law enforcement, the law enforcement from other states that would help him. And I don't see Gavin Newsom calling up other states. That's first off. So what they're trying to say is bring the narrative in that there were sufficient assets, and there isn't. And on top of that, they're not going to help with any type of immigration operation protection. And it's not that they necessarily need to or will move military into those operations, although probably wouldn't be a bad idea if you can get some MPs out there. Military police would work, shore patrol, Coast Guard shore patrol, or whatever they're called, Air Force, air base security people. But they could also take up posts and allow officers to hit the streets that normally wouldn't be able to hit the streets. And they can provide security within those operations. So no, the basic idea is the president can't. And California wants to write that part of it out. And there are safety issues and other things that were going on in that state. Well, a lot of times people that are on the wrong side of the law will work, like say, go to Home Depot and pick up some work because their name isn't then officially put into some database. So if they receive information that there are people at a specific Home Depot that they know are wanted for something or have overstayed their visa, then they'll go there. So the idea being that the former general is just trying to put the information out there that no, there was no need for anything. Everything would have worked great. Thank you, Mary. But the idea is that you don't necessarily need to use the military specifically for those operations. They can be used for something that frees up somebody else that could go on those operations. I do believe if you have military police officers, no, I guess maybe they can't. I don't know. I don't know how the national emergency thing exactly extends, but like marshal service, you can free up a few marshals by putting military police in there, getting them special deputized, and then having them work with another U.S. Marshal that's experienced and is actually a U.S. Marshal, a deputy U.S. Marshal, and that would free a few U.S. Marshals to go out there and work the streets. They would go into the courtroom and do transportation. The same thing might be available for ICE. They might be able to free up some of their people. I don't know how it all works in their place there. Boy, it's hard to get started this week. And keep pushing. Now I gotta drop my weight. Okay, I don't see any initial response to something I'm doing on the side here. It still appears that there's something within it, but maybe not. Again, it could be Satan's stance. At this point, I don't see an attempt at something that I'll explain later. I don't know. My appetite's increasing, though. I can't figure this out. I'm eating a lot of fiber, which should decrease your appetite, but it looks like it's just running through me too quick, maybe. I guess there's a fine line on how that works. You can always specially assign people to like intern type work, doing analyst type work from the military. As far as security work, that would be probably something new. Well, some people like you can land a good assignment in the National Guard, like working as a analyst for the Marshal Service or for federal agencies, whatever. I don't know how they assign them. So they do their National Guard time, even their like regular time. They do it with a federal agency. So again, there's a lot of different things that could be done. And there's annual training. So some of that annual training could be diverted into this project or the annual training. Yeah, they're trying to change the past to make it like the only thing that these people were protesting or this or that. But they're not going to allow any deportation. That can't happen. Yeah, they showed up other places too in LA, if I'm not mistaken. But I may have been somewhere else. It wasn't only Home Depot. There was other places that they were trying to arrest people, or people showed up. I believe. I thought it was LA. Maybe it's somewhere else. They're actually blocking me with their mind. Try to get it back, wherever I found it. Nah, they lost. I'm gonna try to go to history. Watch, it'll be out of the history of my phone. But not in the history of my phone. So what it is, in May of 2025, before the Home Depot thing, it happened. Right. So it has nothing to do with the Home Depot thing. I might have to pick up the speed on this a bit. You think there? I'm sure there's other stuff too. I just found one real quick. That May of 2025, they did the same type of protest, but not as big. Am I online? Yeah, I didn't realize I came out of that window. Nice people who work here. I have no idea how they stopped me from going to Massage Envy. I have no idea. Make sure that's right. Yeah, so apparently the doctor gave me an option of rescheduling. Hang on. That's a loud noise from the from the massage bed. But apparently the doctor gave me an option of rescheduling earlier. I don't think it was viable. I have no idea how they stopped me from coming to Massage Envy. This was my regimen after I left, or I mean, Planet Fitness after I left Massage Envy and tried the other massage places, and they were trying to set me up. So they're trying to set me up with Massage Envy, but I can't believe that I can't believe I didn't continue. Can't believe I didn't continue. Right. If they hadn't messed with my massage, or not my, yeah, if they didn't mess with my Massage Envy or the Planet Fitness, I'd probably still be in Santa Fe. Right. And I suspect some of the medical treatment was being hindered. It didn't make any sense when I look back. So it looks like they're trying to make a claim against that number 3 where there were sufficient forces to enforce the law and there wasn't. It's not, because the idea is enforcing the law isn't simply responding to the shutdown of the highway, is being able to have the highways not shut down. And of course, the rocks being thrown at the officers means, while they're down under that underpass and come out for a second, means that there wasn't sufficient officers for that overpass, right, to clear it and keep it. That's an additional aspect of the operation where you got to maintain security on the overpasses. They see that there really isn't enough officers. And I don't know any other state that's going to send too many officers for that kind of thing. Okay. It's summer and they got enough of your spring summer and they got enough of their own problems. That's analyzed by the greatest deputy marshal that ever existed. You can tell where this is going. The security elements need to be put in place. So you have a response, but you don't have your overwatch. We used to, the military, to call it overwatch or whatever, security elements. So you now need security elements. Right. So if you're under an overpass, you need to have somebody up on the overpass, or quite a few people if it's a mob clearing the overpass. Yet if you're engaged in detention operations, you have to have somebody watching. watching out for an attack. I'm probably going to start recording this, not live, and then uploading it, because it probably sounds better if I did it that way. It's just so sad that my Surface Pro broke, because I could be here with that, and then it would sound probably better, much better. Apparently, they have a Crunch Gym that opened up nearby. Let's see what that deal is. As they call it, a Latha. Oh, you do have hydro massage and tanning. What's the free trial? Oh, 1 day pass. Kind of bored. Nothing going on in LA, I guess. Have a nice weekend of work. But again, it could start up at any moment. There's nothing since, I guess, the early morning that I'm seeing. Oh, you got more ice raids today? Wait. What are you talking about? I'm still downtown area. Now, obviously, law enforcement needed help. Right. Gee, Pompeo lost a lot of weight and I gained weight. He must have made a deal with the devil. Right. Right. So I guess it's calmed down. I don't know if you're running operations today or not. Right. Ah. Well, you're going to have to assign some people security for some of these operations. So you can't just rush in and do your job. You're going to have overwatch. Agreed, March. We agree 100%, brother. Hmm. That worked good. I should have went in there right from the get go. Yes, obviously would be the it's what sunk me. I didn't stay in Planet Fitness. Right. I mean, the massage was one thing.